careful. You're tiptoeing on eggshells.
Yeah.
Come on.
Jeez. God.
Get it out of your system. We were sitting here for so long.
That's it. We're not recording Ready Set Show.
Okay.
I can't.
So long.
I can't look at you.
Hard
Hey,
canceled.
what's up? This is Off Topic, the podcast that you are watching.
You forget what you were doing there?
That's what I do, man. It's what I do, Jack. Okay, I'm easing in episode 200.
It's what he does. It's what he do, though.
It's what I do, you.
It is what he do, though.
I'm your host, Michael Jones. Joining us this week, you got Jeremy, Trevor, Jack, Ryan. Because I've been listening to The Witcher because I don't give a shit. I don't need to listen to it. And I'm finally, this morning, I started the last book. It's not the last book, there's one more, but like the whole series.
Non-linearly
Right,
written.
the whole series comes out in chronological order, finished, and then like 7-8 years later, he wrote an 8th book that has nothing,
He wrote
not
a
nothing to
cash-in
do.
book is what
he
he
wrote a
wrote.
cash-in book because
Yeah.
the game started coming out, and he's like, fuck, I guess people still like this shit. New book, and it's like in between two other books. It's almost like a sigh. It's just like, here's another taste, you know?
Yeah.
So really the story ends with this book. But I'm fucking excited, one, because it'll end my pain, and two, then I'm gonna play The Witcher 3 finally. The fucking guy could come up with a new book today, much like Game of Thrones. He'd be like, none of that shit counts. This is what happens.
He could give it the real Disney treatment. Yeah.
Right, or what Game of Thrones is gonna get if he ever writes those books and finishes them.
Someday.
It's like, fuck the show. This is what actually
never
happens. He could do that with The Witcher, but all the book shit it is in there. Like, they build off what's there, they just make up the games.
They played good homage to the book series.
So I'm
in the
just
game.
like, I might as well finish the books before I play Witcher 3, because then I'll be like, I remember that chapter. I suffered through it. I told Jack, I got into work this morning and I was screaming.
You were hot.
I was
You came in.
screaming at Jack about starting the last book. And I went, where's Ryan?
Yeah.
And I was mad
and
too,
ranting
because I
about
went,
Witcher.
I know he's not gonna be up to where I'm at yet, and I just wanna yell about it.
I love it.
I said that.
I love
said
sitting
to
in on
Jeremy at this
those.
point, and I said I almost smashed my car into a tree on purpose because I was listening to something this morning that just set me off.
You sucked me back into this because I was at the point where I was like, I just can't handle this writing anymore. And then you keep coming in and you're like, it's something to talk about, and it's like, it's fun to yell at it.
It really is fun to yell at.
And then it made me get the next book.
It's
So
really
that's why
fun
I'm
to yell
almost done
at.
with Tower Swallows.
You were always the
And
Witcher
wait,
guy.
Yeah.
And you were like many books in, and then around the 3rd or 4th book, you were like, I'm back in. Like
I'm back in.
and I think you were like on the 5th book somewhere.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll stop, because I can't do this anymore. I mean, at the point, he got to this
need to
point,
vent. You
and
need
where
to
he was
vent.
mad this morning, I had something from the previous book to yell about, which was, and this is just an example. Here's a little taste of what it's like to have
love
to
this.
read
This-
this
Here we
author.
go.
This is why I listen to it.
Here's a little taste, right here. Okay, so most authors, he set up a fight scene. There's gonna be an awesome fight that's about to happen. Shit is gonna go down.
Big fight.
They've built up how awesome this character is at fighting. You wanna see what she's gonna do. You know whose perspective the fight is told from?
The fly on the wall.
A mostly blind beggar,
Oh,
who climbs under a table
Hiding under a
at
table.
the beginning of a fight, and in the middle of the fight, a body falls down and slaps him in the eyes, and he's completely blind.
Jesus Christ.
No, I
This is it.
understand.
He's right, though. He's
no,
right.
and this is, I come in.
And I said to Ryan, I go, who's holding onto the table? And he's like, he's holding onto the table. He literally goes, the beggar knew what to do in situations like this because he'd been in bar brawls before. He conveniently placed himself under the table and held on steadfast to one of the legs. And then the whole fight scene takes place.
And then they
an
fall.
arm hit the floor. And he was worried. And it's like, talk about the fucking fight. What are you doing?
I love this because
Wow.
I'm one of the first ones in the office usually. Michael walks in, Ryan's already there, and it just goes. And I just sit back and like listen to this.
You
and
don't
I'm
even
like,
know what we're saying.
I feel like-
Enjoyment
not
out of
a
it.
I feel
No.
like I've read the books.
Yeah.
It's awesome, dude. It's great.
This is what I realized, having been playing The Witcher 3 as I've been reading the books, because that's how long The Witcher 3 is you can play that game forever.
Like hundreds of hours.
Oh my god.
And the
yes.
main plot line, at least as far as I've gotten, which I've put, dozens of hours into Witcher 3.
And ain't enough.
And the plot line, as far as the main plot, the trying to find Ciri is just like the books, where he's just wandering the fuck around and never finds her.
The
He's
first,
just getting shit
the
on his
first
shoes.
half of the plot for the
shit.
game is going to the Bloody Baron and needing to do a favor for him, and that becomes a favor for a favor for a favor.
It's
and
amazing
then,
how
and then
like
you
the
wrap
books.
it back up the chain.
nailed it.
And along the way, you found so many side quests and other things and bushes to look
Yeah.
in. And at a certain point, I was like, listen, I love the mechanics of this game. I love this world. I love the world building. It's parallel to like Skyrim, and I love that kind of stuff. But fuck, I just want the story.
but
So
fuck,
I
where
just
is
ignored
she?
all the witching, just like the books, and I blasted forward for Siri.
Witch is my favorite verb now.
Witching.
Ever since you guys have talked about
Yeah.
it, you're like, he doesn't do much witching.
Yeah, he does
I
no
love
witching
that.
at all.
That's true.
And then I was
Witching
like,
being
I was
monster
ranting to
hunting.
Ryan because as he's said it forever, I also love the idea that like even when I started with the books, Ryan ranted and raved at how much he hated me writing. He's
something-
like,
it's
I
really
hate,
in there.
I hate how he writes and this, and I would just facetiously go, no. That's no. And I'm at the point where now I'm like, it's awful. And Ryan was like, I know. And so we're always just like, he's never witching. He's fucking around doing nothing. And then I get to the point where the
Witching.
Witcher goes, I'm not a witcher anymore. I'm like, no, even he knows. He knows he's not a witcher.
I love
will
that
tell you.
term.
He's breaking the fourth wall.
Witching.
I will tell you.
Kill something.
What though, like,
Yeah, dude.
I love witching. It's like saying, man, the Dragonborn hasn't done a lot of Skyrimming. I love that. Like, I just love it.
Dragonborning.
No,
Dragonborning.
Yeah, did a lot of rimming.
Hadn't done much rimming. Who knows?
Doom guy has
it's
done a lot
each
of
their
dooming
own in
lately.
characters.
That's what, but
Yeah.
the Doom guy only dooms.
Master
always
Chief
did.
hasn't
Doom
been-
guy dooms.
He hasn't been
100% doom.
Haloing.
He's
No,
busy
Master Chief.
dooming.
Master Chief is always chiefing.
That's fucking next week or some
Oh, he's
shit. Or
cheating,
like
but
2
he ain't
weeks away.
Haloing.
Oh man, that's like 2 weeks away. Oh,
Animal
that's my
Crossing
life.
and Doom, same
There's-
day,
That's
right?
my life is Doom. Once
Ryan,
like,
I'll tell you, you're close to it. There's a satisfying payoff at the end of the book you're on. Maybe the last like 40 minutes.
Edging,
or
I'm
so.
telling you.
It's not edging. It's finally like you finish.
Yeah, that's the end of the edge.
But I'm just like, man, if only the books were like this 40 minutes. Like it's the end of book 6.
I
and I'm
mean-
going, okay, here we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere.
I'm telling you,
Hang
that's
on.
I mean,
the
for
game.
reference, basically you get to the end of book, was that 6? I don't even know
That's
what
6
number
is
it's on.
swallows.
It's at that point,
Yeah, he does.
you
Tower
finally get to real time. People
Yes,
have been
yeah.
describing
In chapter 11.
events,
It's the whole
sometimes
series.
in court,
Yeah.
So they're like
sometimes
tails.
from the future.
It's so
Wait, what was that?
unnecessarily.
he's getting worked up.
I'm
getting
getting
worked
mad
up.
because
That's
he
a good
spent so
cut
much
to
time
Jack.
setting up this fucking apocalypse that's gonna happen, and meanwhile he's telling this story from the fucking future that exists.
No,
There's not witching.
dude.
We need a witch.
The book takes place like somewhere in like the 1200s kind of deal, right? But and so much of the book will like it'll kind of be telling, and then it'll jump ahead like 50 years and be like, we couldn't believe what happened that day. Da 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 da. Not tell you what they're talking about. Then it'll go back to like 50 years. Then it'll jump ahead to like the 1600s and like. The archaeologists found the bones. And you're just like, I don't give a shit. Just tell the fucking story. I don't give a shit about 500 years from now. What the fuck? They're like describing like, dude, there's this whole thing with Dandelion where he's like, I have my tube where I'm writing my memoirs and this and that. And there's this whole dialogue where they're like, well, you're an idiot. Why are you carrying that out? Somebody's just gonna find that. And he's like, I'll never drop this. No one will ever find it.
500 years later.
400 years later, as they were
found it.
excavating,
He dropped
for the
it.
case- Oh, I'll spoil this. Someone
looked like this
finds
was
it.
dropped.
An archaeological team finds it.
They're so excited.
An archaeological team finds it.
shit.
They're so excited. Some fuckers steal it, run away with it, open it up, and then go, oh, I don't know what any of this shit is. I'm gonna burn it. And then they just burn
Oh,
it.
shit.
And it's like,
All for nothing.
Anyway, let's cut back to when
yes.
he's writing it. Just
He's
so you know,
so-
it gets burned up and goes nowhere in the
This
future.
author
It's like,
is so
why?
incredible of setting things up and telling you they're pointless at
Dude,
the same time.
It's like Game of Thrones.
The end of the
meaningless.
The
Can't
end
be
of
televised.
The end of the 5th book, right?
Oh.
Siri is like, Siri's in this fucking mess. This shit's happening. What's gonna happen next book? Tune in to find out. And then the 6th book starts, and it's like, oh, it's on Siri.
Yeah.
And she's just in some dude's
Going to the
house.
bathroom.
She's in some dude's house, and you're like, oh, what's going on? Like, is this where she left off? And she's talking to a guy, and she's just like, I'll tell you the tale of what happened. It's like, oh, wait, so you skipped ahead from where we were to the future, so then you can go back in time instead of just starting at the time. The entire book takes place in that time, and then as Ryan said, in the last chapter, you get to, okay, we're caught up, and now she's left the guy's house. The 6th book ends. She does a thing, the 7th book starts, she's talking to a guy, and she goes, "Let me tell you what happened." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Again? Two books in a row?
What is this, the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
It's unbelievable." I'm like, just fucking continue where you left off.
I gotta tell you, there's not a lot of things in this world.
Why?
There's not a lot of things in this world. Having published 2 books, there's not a lot of things in this world that make me feel like, and you know what? Maybe I'm not that bad of a writer. But when Michael and Ryan come in screaming about Witcher, I go,
I love that.
I think I've done okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been playing probably too much. I don't know why. I just fell back into Modern Warfare, and I've been playing
I've been
a
seeing you
shit
play
ton
it,
of
yeah.
it. I've been in the hardcore maps too, which I used to hate, but like I've just been rinsing people. I found my loadout, and I got an SMG with no stock, and I'm rolling around. I'm now the plague that I used to fight against on Call of Duty, sliding around and jumping
ass. I fell off of gaming
what's
quite
wrong,
a
Michael?
bit.
Trevor's the plague.
Oh, careful.
You said it, guys. All right, pal.
pal, buddy.
All right, Trevor and I are gonna go film Ready, Set, Show.
Hold on, before I go real quick, I
Nope.
do want to. I woke
Nope.
up. So speaking of The Witcher, there's a real life Witcher, a buff man who takes down enemies and has bleached hair. His name is the Dog, and I woke up this morning realizing that I had met Dog the Bounty Hunter.
The big bad dog.
Wait,
Yes.
what? You met Dog?
Realizing you met.
Yes, I woke up and
At one point.
it blasted me with I was blasted with knowledge from that many months ago when Fredo, Jack, and I went to Denver or out to Colorado. I had met
Park.
Yeah, the Stanley Hotel. I had met the Dog at the airport.
I don't think he's referred to as the dog.
Oh,
I mean,
Dog.
a dog.
They don't call him
There's
Mr.
not a whole lot of dogs walking around. So
There is. It's a problem. Spain,
I
New
didn't
York.
recognize him because he's kind of fallen off
How
my
would you
radar.
not?
I don't know. I don't,
got the same
I don't
look.
remember. I don't like he's definitely Asian, but
Did he have feathers in his hair? That was his big thing.
no.
Like,
So I was going
braided into his
through.
hair?
I was going through security, and the TSA pre-check was super backed up. So I decided I'll just go through the regular one because I just want to get moving.
With
whatever.
the plebs?
With the
normal
plebs.
person.
It was
God.
wide open.
You took your shoes off?
I took my shoes
That's
off.
wild.
It was wide open, and I go through, and you say with the plebs, but I was followed up by the Dog, and so I'm going through security, and behind me
Oh, he
is this
can't qualify for
this
free
man with his hair is very long and bleached and very fried, and his skin is tanned like a purse, and he's got I don't know what the brand is, but he's got one of those shirts.
Like Ron Perlman.
I was gonna say his shirt was like an affliction shirt, but it was unbuttoned down to the belly button, so his everything was hanging out, and he had those jeans
Well,
just show all
easier
the
to
way
search.
down,
Yeah, his
all the
dick
way
was
down
out.
to the bleached, tattered jeans.
I was gonna say taint.
And he had the alligator boots that were very worn and curled up, and I was like, "This guy's somebody. No one dresses like this. This man
the Dog.
is something, but I don't know who." And so I kind of kept looking at him or whatever, and we go through security and we kind of talked a little bit. And he was,
Like that he's like right by her staring.
I was like, "You
know
are
me."
Somebody.
Probably looking for
I could have been dogs.
bounty.
I could have been bounty hunted.
You're lucky
My bag was
we
pulled
wasn't
off.
there for you that day.
My bag was pulled off and was checked, and I was like, "Oh, thank God I wasn't hunted. He was there." But
Thank God I
anyway,
wasn't
All
hunted.
thoughts. that go past
but
your
anyway, I was
You
like,
awoken from a dream.
I was
and
like,
this,
this
memory
guy
shot back into your
no,
brain.
I just remember this guy was somebody. No one dresses like that unless they're just a wild person. So I either met a wild person or he was somebody from television or a musician or whatever. All the way up to this week, where Sammy Jo, Kib's wife from Sugar Pine, I was happening through Instagram and I saw her story, and she works on the Dr. Phil social media team. And that guy was at Dr. Phil's set. And I'm like, what's that man doing on Dr. Phil's show?
Watch out, Dr.
Whoa, Dr. Phil, I see
Coming
him.
for you. Your time
And,
is up.
He's gonna bounty you.
and I was like, who the hell is this guy? I saw him at the Denver airport. And
Who
she
is this
responds
man?
with, I don't know, he's, I guess he's like the Dog, the bounty hunter. His name is this. And I just like was blown away. I was like,
is the
you're
dog,
right.
the big bad dog.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter.
That's the theme song,
If you
huh?
look him up,
that's it.
it's his son because his son has the same name. And I don't know. I was just
That is
blown
the theme
away.
song, yes.
And yeah, and he's just a modern day Witcher. That's all he is.
That's where that was going?
Not-
No, that's how I
wanna be a
segued
winter.
into
Oh,
it.
all right, well,
But
so
I just
then
wanted to say
someone
before
posts a
I left,
contract,
That was
and
a
he
Ready,
goes
set,
and collects the
I was
contract, okay.
I was just blasted with
And
the
he
dog.
catches them and cuts
Ready,
their
set,
heads
show,
off and carries it
available.
around as a trophy.
Right.
That's how bounty hunting works, as
He's
far
got
as
a
I
couple
understand.
horses.
So to like basically break it up and put a crown on it.
I forgot about that.
What's that?
So someone reminded me that
Wait,
an
what?
extra chunk of tooth just popped out of my mouth like this happened maybe a year ago.
What?
You know from where? See, he didn't clean it out. He didn't clean out his
Yeah, it's true. There you go.
Cleaning out was not responsible for removing leftover tooth chunks.
No, yeah, that's from. Are you sure you didn't chip?
No, it was. I'm pretty sure because I'd been to the dentist and
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
didn't
say
say
like
anything.
where did part of this tooth go. Like no, it came out of my gums. Like over time, it just finally worked its way to the surface, and then it was like there was something just annoying me. I was like, is there a piece of popcorn back there or something? I finally popped it out. It was a fucking shard of tooth.
Dude, Ryan's a shark.
It was
free shard.
like that big.
A free shard of tooth.
Shark Ryan. Hoo ha ha.
I'm pretty sure it was a leftover wisdom tooth that had just been emerging for decades.
I thought you were about to say, I'm pretty sure it was mine.
I'm not 100% sure it was mine. Like,
This could have come from anywhere.
else.
I didn't run a DNA
probably
test,
mine.
but I'm
Might have crunched on someone
fairly
else's teeth
confident
for a
that it's
while.
mine.
Man,
If you'd like to help, don't get the coronavirus. just don't.
Wash your hands thoroughly.
Do that. Wash your hands.
I got a hunch that's going away in
Just
April anyway.
Give
So
the
I mean,
hand sanitizer just a little
Hygiene.
sip. Just a little
If you-
sip of hand sanitizer.
If you've already got
Happy
it,
for your day.
don't go anywhere. Stay home with it. Don't take it to other
wash
people.
your goddamn hands. Vaccinate your goddamn children. Gonna have children vaccinate them. That's just a whole other
Not
thing.
you, just your children.
Yeah, no, you don't need vaccination.
No.
Under the age of 2.
If you've had children, you're obviously quite virile and need no vaccinations.
True.
Sure. You've survived all of life's hardships at that point.
You've created
Yeah.
another human at that point. Or you projected your consciousness into a clone, and then that clone fathered a child.
And that clone was also good for some reason and found a wife and then
Have
made
you
a
heard
baby.
this yet?
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
That is the canonical plot of Star Wars.
The-
Palpatine
the
did not.
son-
Ray's father is a failed Palpatine clone.
That he projected his consciousness into.
I saw
What,
that.
I mean,
brief-
That was in like
That
the.
he was a
that was in
clone.
like the.
Yeah.
The part
canon
that
as a
loses
clone.
me is the projection of consciousness.
He shot him. He shot an extra copy of himself into a brain body.
But he
I
was
guess.
good though, so it's like
And
what the
are we still arguing
fuck?
this was a good movie? I mean, it's fun. It was fun. You know what I mean?
I think it
like,
makes
you
the
know.
movie even better. What a twist! It just kept going. I was
What?
like, whoa! I didn't expect more Star Wars plot reveals in February or March of
the movie.
2020.
It's very much the
I
J.K.
went,
Rowling.
whoa! It's still going.
It's like the J.K. Rowling, like, I'm gonna start messing with the universe now. And it's like,
Whoa!
I won the whole thing.
All right.
all right,
Bye.
bye everyone. We love you.